the city of brotherly love, a matchup with playoff implications. I'm Leif Shirus alongside Katrina Adams. The Boston Lobsters visiting the Freedoms. If the Freedoms win, they're into the Eastern Conference Championship. If the Lobsters win, they keep their chances alive with a possible win the next night in D.C. But we started things off with men's singles. Robbie Ginepri was all over Christian Harrison, playing well, the veteran looking sharp.
Yeah, it was vintage Robbie. He was so consistent from the baseline, moving the ball around, keeping Harrison on his toes, and showing off his variety.
It's great to see Christian Harrison playing. First time live tennis in 2 years since he's been away from injuries. But Robbie was just a little too much. Started off 5-love for the Freedoms. Women's doubles was up next. Taylor Townsend and Coco Vandeweghe taking on Para and Falcone of the Lobsters.
And you look at the Freedoms of the U.S. Fed Cup team coming out strong, being aggressive. In I formation there, Coco Vandeweghe serving well, but a very tentative volley there, and Falcone really finding the angles.
And in the end, Lobsters were able to get it done. A couple of breaks of serve. They won it 5-2. So it was 7-5 for the Freedoms going into the men's doubles. Robbie Ginepri and Marcelo Melo taking on Scott Lipsky and Christian Harrison.
Melo was all over the net. You can just see him flying around the court, serving well. Big forehand there from Harrison, trying to keep them in. It's very competitive throughout. But again, Melo just making the right moves.
Yeah, the Lobsters had a break. The Freedoms broke back to force a 9-point tiebreaker. It came down to the final point. Lipsky won it with a forehand volley. That game was significant. Philly up 11-10 going into the women's singles. Coco Vandeweghe taking on Irina Falcone. This was an interesting matchup.
Well, Coco really hasn't served well all season. A nice passing shot from Falcone. Falcone was in total control, getting Coco Vandeweghe out of position at all times.
Yeah, she broke Coco early, lost her serve, then broke Coco again. They substituted for Coco and put in Taylor Townsend. Suddenly the tactics changed, but the results didn't. Falcone was winning.
Yeah, Falcone became more aggressive, really able to pounce on Taylor Townsend. Townsend unable to really get anything going and coming up with the unforced error.
Falcone wins at 5-1. It was 15-12 going into the final event. Mixed doubles, Melo and Townsend taking on Lipsky and Para.
Well, a lot of energy out there in this mixed doubles event. Again, Melo all over the net, Taylor Townsend trying to get things going to make sure Melo could finish it off.
And the Freedoms went up 4-1. The Lobsters broke back for 4-3. But then the Freedoms broke to take the set 5-3. Eventually it went into extended play.
Yeah, Melo had served well all night long, unable to be aggressive with that volley. And what an angle from Para Santonja.
Yeah, now this was an extended play. The Lobsters needed to win one game, and they did. 19-17. They take it over the Freedoms. They keep their chances alive for a spot in the Eastern Conference Championship. One of the great matches of the season, and the Lobsters get it done.